What's clapping, everybody? Welcome to Anime Intervention. I'm your host, BMG, here with my co-host, Clean Bean. What's happening, dog?
Not much, man. Doing good, doing good.
Cool. We are here for episode 45. Damn, we're almost near 50. We're coming up on it. This episode, we're going to be talking about anime coming out this summer that we want to watch, that we want you to watch, that we're interested in, sequels, new ones. Bro, it's an entire plethora of anime up in here, and I'm excited. There's one big reason why I'm excited, though. The one headliner that I think is going to carry this season, there's a lot of good ones though. You already know what it is. Your boy, Ichigo,
Yes,
is back.
yes.
He is back. And I'm excited for that one. But I don't know. Do you want to start somewhere else? Was I moving too fast? Was I
No,
going to the
you're
big zone?
going right to the point. With
Okay,
exactly
yeah. No,
where I
I
was
need
about
to
to go.
I need to go right to the top with that one. I was like, let me just get it out there, guys, because y'all need to understand that this is some serious business here when it comes to Bleach. This means a lot to the franchise, of course, but to the fans as well, because the fans have been waiting for Bleach to basically finish what it started and end it with a bang. And they're about to do that right now with this final season. This is the end. This is, I mean, obviously there's more after that because there's another show, a series, whatever.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying, like, this is literally the end. And we're eating good. We've been eating good for the past two seasons. I think it was 2 seasons, right? 2 seasons of Bleach Thousand Year Blood, where we've been eating really, really good. Good animation, very faithful to the story, to the manga, and in addition to that, the animation style as well as the fights that were going on between certain characters, a lot of it was kind of like, I won't say made up, but actually I guess it was made up because in the manga, obviously you're not gonna have the full plethora of the fight, but in the anime, you get to see all those nits and pieces and I guess those small details that the animators tend to add in that are related to the fight that you've seen in the manga, but it emphasizes it even more in the animation. So we are eating real good. We've been eating really, really good when it comes to Bleach. I'm really excited. So how do you feel?
I mean, I'm very excited. I wanted to see how it's gonna wrap things up. I mean, we know, but it's more of like how it's gonna be animated, how well done it's gonna look. It really has done its job, in my opinion. Like you've given the fans everything that you could ask for. You've been on target, accurate with how the events play out. You gave crisp animation, and you've most likely have brought in new fans. I think that's the good part is that you've been able to reach out to other audiences that may not have approached Bleach before,
Yeah, I agree.
but because of this new, updated version and continuing the story, now you can go ahead and hammer home those other people that haven't been on board. And plus the fact that I heard there's a possibility of another series, the Hell arc after.
I think they did say something about that. I wasn't paying too much attention, so if there's anybody in the comments who knows exactly what's going on with that, let us know. I'm more than happy to hear your thoughts about that. Me personally, I have not heard anything. I haven't read anything, but it would be really cool. I have not read the arc either, so I'm not too familiar with what happens after that. Kind of like along the lines of like how Fairy Tail had their 100-year quest, which
Mhm.
happened after. And I started reading that for a little bit, but then I dropped off of it. And then the anime started picking up.
Ooh.
And then
Yeah.
they animated it, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, they're starting this up. So Fairy Tail's obviously still going with that. But in the same vein, I always thought after reading Bleach that it was one big, concise, uh, well written, you know, object. I mean, we're not going to talk too much about the animation in terms of like fillers because there's a lot of fillers in the animation that aren't included. I mean, they weren't in the manga. They were just added to Bleach to obviously give some more time for the manga to
Mhm.
continue doing its thing. But fillers aside, and just looking at everything that Bleach has to offer, it is definitely a full package from beginning to end. So hey, if it wants to continue, I'll still consider that portion of Bleach to be its own thing, and then the sequel something separate. You know what I mean? Even though Ichigo and everybody else, all the characters they're there and their kids are there. I think so. It gets a little bit more complex, so to speak, kind of like going into Boruto realm, which Boruto. I'm just gonna we're gonna put that over there. Yeah. So you're right. You're right. Um,
Mm.
I'm gonna ask you though. This is related to our experiences, your experiences with Bleach. You said that fans are actually coming into Bleach. They're becoming, I guess, educated. You know what I mean? Like they're seeing what Bleach has to offer because of the fact that the animation of this, revamp, not revamp, but like this continuation, uh, it's making them realize, oh wait, Bleach is actually hard as fuck. They're seeing all these edits. They're seeing uh clips of these different fights, and they're like, what? This is what Bleach is all about? Almost as if they completely missed everything from the past, which is true. A lot of them, they just, they gloss over it. They stick with what they usually deal with, which is a short anime. Obviously, there's some really good short ones out there that they're trying to deal with the piecemeal, right?
Mm.
This one's more of a full course meal, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, asking you now, like, have you encountered any fans that have like just entered the Bleach space like recently?
Uh, like
Like
recently
like people that you
in
know.
person or all the people I know?
Yeah, yeah, like you're just thinking of it, like people in person.
Um, maybe like a few people, but for the most part, my friend group has like, a little bit like here and there. It's most of them are doing, shoujos or
Okay.
um romance animes for the most part, but it's still dip and dabble and shonen here and there. So,
Hmm.
but Bleach, I feel like it's been a while since I've heard a couple people get reintroduced because they have dipped their toes into it
Mm.
already from beforehand. So,
I have heard people,
yeah.
and this is I have a couple friends who they dabbled in Bleach and they didn't really like it.
Mm,
And I was wondering why. And I think it was just because they were looking for something specific that kind of gave them the same feeling as another anime. But when they didn't get it, they fell off. And I
could
think
be.
that's kind of where the line has to be drawn because you can't just, you know, assume that another anime is going to have what you saw in the previous one that you watched. And because you're longing to see that one thing, you are disregarding all the beautiful quirks that this anime has. That
Mm.
because I've seen that happen before where people they won't even give something a chance because they're looking for something. They just can't get it.
They're looking for the same routine, the same themes that are like displayed in other animes that they've experienced. So, like, if it's okay, I don't know, a romance anime, it's like, oh shoot, man, where's the freaking confession scene, or when's the this or that? And that I can understand because you don't want it to drag on to a second season, but little
True.
stuff like that, or oh, where's the school festival? Where's the beach? Where's the freaking movie theater? Where's this or that? Like, it's stuff like that that kind of you're already putting it in a box.
Hmm.
You're already restricting that anime to be a certain way because of the fact it's not meeting your key
So-called criteria.
moments. Yeah, criteria, key moments, whatever you want to call it. And that's that's the crutch. Like I don't think that helps us in a creative space. If anything, it burdens us because of the fact that we don't want it to go outside the norm.
Yeah, you don't want to branch out. I so I used to be like that when I was a kid. And I'm talking like way, way back. This is when, Toonami was cooking, and I feel like I was like 8 or 9. You know what I'm saying? Like you're watching shows and you're like, oh, I want to see this because it's so cool. And then when you're trying to find something else that's also on the same vein, but then you're like somebody at your school gives you some romance anime, and you're a guy, you're a kid at 9 or 10, you don't care about no romance. Or
Mm,
11 years old, 12 years old, you don't give a crap about no romance watching all that. So you're just like, where the shonen now? I want to see some destruction. So I could see where that being sort of like the straight line for people. I could
mm,
see where around that time frame that's the case. But people growing up and people coming, I guess, almost I won't say coming of age, but once you hit that turn where you start looking at other forms of media and get interested in that, that's when things get nice.
mm.
That's when things get because you get to branch out, and that's why the anime on this list, it's there's a bunch of different anime on here. It's not all the same thing. Like oh shonen, shonen, shonen. I love shonen. Don't get me wrong, but there's other ones that are just really good that have to be brought up. Um,
Mm.
Speaking of though, moving on from Bleach, did you have anything that you wanted to call out right now coming out this summer? And I
Mm.
know Bleach. Let me just preface this, okay? Bleach comes out July 25th, so there's a bit of a buffer here because the season starts up in the beginning of July, so we're not
Yes,
starting with Bleach until end of July. So let's keep that in mind. What you got?
that's completely fine. Uh, I have a couple in mind. The first one I want to mention is Grand Blue season 3.
Grand Blue season three.
It is very. I'm very happy that it's gotten its shine and it's time to really grab the populace of anime viewers and you know put a spotlight on it. Like I've enjoyed the fact that it came up with the second season and brought so many fans back, and I enjoyed the fact that it's going to get a third season because honestly, they played this perfect. When I say you put it in the summer season and it's summertime, and you want to remind people like, hey, yo, go outside, go to the beach, and yeah, maybe get tipsy. But besides that, besides that
Maybe
point,
get tipsy because Grand Blue you be drinking.
yeah, um, it definitely holds a very special place inside my heart. You know,
Well, like I,
despite the
I, I did mention that I wanted to watch Grand Blue season two, but I never got to it. I still have not gotten to it, but I will get to it. Like,
hmm,
especially how long it took me to watch season one. It took me a couple years. I was like, I figured people were talking about it, and you were talking about it so much too. I was like, I gotta step into it. So when I did step into it, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Um, so yeah, I do think season three is gonna be a banger because you watched season two, right? I mean, I'm not going to ask you for spoilers, but how do you feel that it ended? How do you feel that it culminated?
it culminated pretty well. You know, I mean, for the most part, it did. Um, I will say this: I do think if it continues down this path, it will be in my top few, comedies. It already is, but it will be like might be etched in there as one of my top, like
Like top five?
top five, top three. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how
You
it
know,
pans out.
no, that's good. That's pushing it. That's I think that's saying a lot though, because I mean,
That's
but to be fair, it is actually kind of funny. But like just thinking of comedies that have been around the mill, right? We're looking at Prison School, um, we're looking at Konosuba, we're looking at Ghost Stories, like we're
mhm.
looking at these comedies that have definitely etched their way to the top of my list personally. And I feel like Grand Blue has that capability. So
It does. It definitely already was one of my favorites, and now it just continues to prove me right. So we're gonna see how it goes, and I'm happy, very happy.
shit, I'm happy for you.
Mm,
I got another one though. All right.
okay, maybe.
So I'm wearing a shirt right now. You see, this is Eris. Okay. So the reason why I'm wearing an Eris shirt is because Mushoku Tensei season three is coming. All right. And I really do like Mushoku Tensei, even though it has it's got its quirks. But it really is a pretty good show. If you watch it, you're interested in the plot, you're interested in the story, but you're also interested in seeing the characters actually develop. Main character specifically, but all the characters around them do develop as well. But you're seeing the main character, go through this sort of depressive state uh, amongst the people that he was with. Like this is with different groups, right? But even in the most previous season that we had, he was down in the dumps before he was basically with this um these group of questers, right? They were going and taking care of business, and he was
Mm,
making money. But now that he's sort of like regained this confidence in himself, there's obviously still some other things that happen, especially with uh oh, you almost knocked Naruto over.
my
Uh,
bad, bro.
I think he's good, especially with the fact that his and I believe you watched the season, right? So that his dad ends up getting clapped.
Yes.
Okay, so we got that information. Um, and everything that's happened to him, it's been rough. But there was a positive patch, especially going into coming out of this season, the second season, and going into the third season. There's a positive patch because he's trying to he's marrying Sylphie, and now Roxy is involved. So, and there's a reason why I'm wearing the Eris shirt because this is like, when is Eris supposed to be getting involved? So I have a feeling that this bro's gonna have three wives. Do I care?
It's Tengen all over again, bro.
No,
It's
yeah,
Tengen all
yo,
over again.
yo, bro, it's Tengen. Did people care when Tengen had three wives? I don't think they did. This might be a little bit different because they'll probably be like, well, at least Tengen was of age in the proper age group, so they're probably gonna say something like that. But realistically speaking, though, I am curious to see where it goes when Eris comes into the picture because obviously she loves Rudeus. It's clear. All three of them do. How is that going to impact this so-called dynamic that Rudeus has built with both Sylphie and Roxy? And even though Roxy is kind of weird because Roxy is older than him, but he's older than her, but she's still older than him. Like,
It's fucking
so I'm like,
awkward.
how do
It's just
you?
awkward, man. How do you navigate that? You don't. You don't navigate that shit. You're trapped. Okay? You trapped yourself by not even making a decision on who do you freaking like. Then when you made a freaking decision, oh, clap, there you go. You guys separated for how long? Then you want to go over here and meet up with an old friend. Then you're like, wait a minute. Now I want to spark romances. Okay, fine,
Mhm.
great. Then out of nowhere, Roxy pulls up, and you're like, shit. I just might have to.
No, I
Like,
think
what are you doing, bro? Pick one, man. Damn.
uh, I
God.
think the crazy part is when Roxy pulls up and she's just like, "Wait a minute, Rudeus is kind of hot right now." Like, I'm just like, wasn't he your student who was like a child and you were like
This is what I'm talking about.
in your teens
This is what I'm
and
talking about.
and but then people are like, but hey, like I said, all right, I'm not gonna call it out like that. Excuse me, but I'm not gonna call it out like that because I feel like setting that aside and actually looking at it for like a story perspective, I think it's good. I think it's really good.
I think we have a bachelor. That's what I think. Yeah, that's what I think.
I mean, I think he is a bachelor low key, but not anymore because he's married.
Well,
So,
yeah, very.
but let me hear it. What you got next in your line of summer anime?
You remember that anime with the crazy
Mm-hmm.
ass blonde?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Yoji no Senki.
Yojo Senki,
Yojo
second
Senki.
season.
Second season. That's crazy.
Tanya Diebel.
That's crazy. I listen.
Do you know when that anime came out?
It's been a minute. It's been
It was like winter season of 2017.
2017.
It's been almost 10 years since Yojo Senki, since Tanya herself has blessed us with her presence. I mean, to be fair, we're not counting the movie. I haven't watched the movie. Maybe I should have
Mm.
watched the movie. It came out like 2019. Regardless, almost 10 freaking years. That's a long time.
That is a long time. Um, I do think it's one of those animes that you come across and you're like, what the hell? Like, I'm scarred in many different ways for no reason. Because, not even just because of the violence and everything, just the mentality of the damn main character is insane sometimes.
Mm.
Just on a, tyrannical tirade, if that's a thing. But yeah, I definitely am anticipating this to be good. A very good season, a very strong season, especially with this in the mix because this has the tendency to catch a couple of eyes depending on certain scenes. And I'm talking about gruesome scenes. I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about not giving a fuck scenes. Excuse me.
Well, it did toe the line of that a lot in the first anime.
Mm.
Excuse me. In the first season, it did toe that line a
Yeah.
lot. So, but I think the interesting part about Tanya is that when I remember when I think back for the story, right? Um, it's somebody who does get pretty much reincarnated or put into another person's body, but it was more so for a punishment and less of a, oh, you get to get a second chance.
Mhm.
It was more of a punishment, and I think it was because that the person in the previous life, they were basically trying to outsmart a god, or they were like beefing with a god, a self-proclaimed god. I forgot I think the god's name was like Professor X, low key, not Professor. I think it's like Being X, Professor
Professor
X,
X.
bro, out here doing tele and stuff. But no, like I think that's what it was. And then Tanya ended up getting thrusted into this world of magic, and you know that's that. She had to figure things out. It's
Mm.
always interesting when you have like those gender bender situations, because it almost brings up the weird conversation of how would you act if you were in a girl's body. And now, while that conversation is a little sus, I've noticed that it's been a very hot topic in Japanese culture.
Yeah, I guess it is a very hot topic because I mean, you think about like Rama and Hef, like
Hmm.
that that shit's way before any of this has happened, and that's way before they made the whole thing with reincarnation, into someone else's body. Like I guess that was like the staple in a way, and
Hmm.
then
Well, besides reincarnation being a religious
yeah,
thing,
besides
but
reincarnation
like
being
you're
a
talking about
religious
like
thing,
it
but
being a trend
yes,
in the anime space. That's what you're talking about. Yeah.
yes, in the enemy space, definitely. Um, that's a very interesting topic to bring up because I'm not thinking of like I never really take it as that. I'm more like, oh, okay, this is interesting. I see you into another person's body, but the question is as to whether or not they make the main character have the same mentality they had
Hmm. The same
as
tendencies.
the same tendencies, or if they just switch them completely. I don't know. It's really up to the author's preference too, as to how they take it or what they do. Because you really think about it, you're like, okay, so what if you were originally a woman and then you went into a man's body? It's like, how would you act?
Well,
And that I want to see their interpretation of that as well
it,
in media.
let us know in the comments if you know of a show where the reincarnation of the woman ends up in a man's body.
Because I feel like that's happened.
I feel like I might have seen it happen before, but obviously it's less of a you won't see it much. I remember, God damn it, I forgot this show. It was kind of poo. I'll have to go back into my my list of shows to find it, but it was
Yeah.
basically like another reincarnation where it was like an old man from a kingdom in the same world. I think he ends up dying, but he ends up reincarnating as a swordsman, and he's like a woman swordsman, and she's like the most powerful swordsman in like the
Mm.
entire kingdom. I forgot what the show was. It was a show that ended up getting like a 6 or something on Mal, but it was interesting because different view, but it's just like, now that I'm really thinking about it, are these all just self inserts of people who really just want to be women?
That's what I be saying sometimes. I'm like, because when you see the constant pattern, I'm like, just say that you want to be a woman at this point. Just say that. Because every single time I'm like, bro, what? Like, what even stemmed? What?
Well, what
Whatever.
I do like though is I like
Yeah.
seeing where the personality doesn't shift. So
Mm,
like the gender will shift, but the personality is still the same. So it's not as if they're trying to be a woman. They're literally still a man in a woman's body. So it's like you could tell. So it's staying faithful to the material, of the possible material. But at the same time, I wonder if there is something like that. I haven't seen it where the
mm.
man is a woman, ends up getting with a man. So are you gay? Like,
Next anime, bro. Let's move on to the next anime.
it's a it is a it's an interesting topic because it's just like, how does that work? How does that work?
Oh, you want to know?
Like, I'm sure this conversation has come up before, but it has to have come up before, but
It probably has. But I just wouldn't even bother to like.
entertain it.
No.
Yeah, no, it is
What?
interesting though. But I do think that Tanya, him, her, right, being this sort of like gigantic terror,
Mhm.
despite being tiny, is what makes the show so delectable. Because it's not as if she's what? What's the problem?
This is the way you said it,
It's the
man.
way I
Just
say it.
the delightful, like,
It's a
going
good
on
show.
here,
It's
man.
delicious. You try to eat it all. It's good stuff.
What
That's
the?
what I said. Oh man,
Sound like some villain or weird, like just sucking on some, like, I don't know, licorice and then just like delectable. Like,
that's crazy.
this is what was happening.
That's crazy. No, I just think that like because of, like think about it. If Tanya wasn't small,
Mm-hmm.
if Tanya was an actual woman's size, would it still
Mm-hmm.
give off the same effect? Would the show still be? Because I think that the fact that Tanya is small kind of brings us back to the conversation of are small people evil? But it's not. You see what I'm saying? Like it brings so many things into question. Remember how people when people were like, "Yo, short people are dangerous." That's a standard low key stereotype, but also a joke.
I mean, yeah, I guess in a way, like, some short people can be scary, I guess, but I have no idea. Yeah, some short people are strong. Short people are, scary. Others are, um, make everything about their height. Others are
Mm-hmm.
just there and they're like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't know. I don't know. And then you have the classic stereotypical, oh, they're short, but like a terrorizer
Mm-hmm.
in a way. Okay,
Yep. So that's why I'm
I
saying
see
like
what you're
it
saying.
kind of like ties that in some way, shape, or form. It does. And I wonder if like because there's stereotypes obviously throughout the world, but there are
Mhm.
those stereotypes that like stick to one specific region of the world. So do those stereotypes that I'm assuming the short person being dangerous stereotype, is that a worldwide thing? Or is
Mhm.
that something that we're just used to dealing with over here in America? You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of joke. But I don't know. No idea.
Mm,
Interesting conversation. But we can move on to the next anime for sure. Tanya the
yes.
Evil does come out July 8th, so keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a good one, guys. Moving on to one of my big anticipated ones, Clever Test Season 2. Okay.
Nice.
Now I'm excited for this one because my favorite abominationable monster, all right, Clevitus is coming back as a babysitter, and you're doing a great job, buddy. Keep destroying stuff. You do you, bro. As long as the baby's still alive. Um,
Absolutely.
absolutely. That show and its first season surprised me big time. From the big starter episode, 40 to 50 minutes to an hour, I think it was. I don't know what it was, but it was a lot of time to really sink in and dive into the world and sort of really look at how things are framed in the fantasy realm. And then seeing everything else surround this one character. And I'm not talking about Clevitus. I'm talking about the prince, right? The prince who Clevitus is supposed to be taking care of. And obviously we could talk about, the other main character, the blondie.
Mhm.
But just looking at that and looking at those three characters, all three of them are interesting. You know what I mean? Obviously, the baby's a baby, but just the way the baby interacts with the world, you're like, okay, I want to see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Clevites. You want to see what the heck he's gonna do. Bro literally feigned his sealing. He was sealed in this ball. And psych, that's just my double. Everybody thinks I'm dead. And now he's walking like everything's fine. And the season ended off with a bang. It's not as if, they were trying to go slow and build up. They did have a build up, but everything that happened in that season, it almost felt like it was like a show finale. You know what I'm saying? But it completely blew everything out the water with that. And then it moved on. It's like, all right, guys, what's the next adventure? And there's obviously more involved, but there are more questions that we have too with the show as well. We want to figure out what these other beasts are doing. Clevotes is not the only, what they call them, sacred beast or dangerous beast. He's
Mhm.
not the only one. There's like I think four others, something like that. I'd have to go and double check my numbers, but and one of them was trying to intervene with Clevitus in the first place, or at least intervene with the human world. And Clevitus is interested in humanity. Like this is a lot that happens in this show that has me asking a lot of questions, and that's what you need in an anime. If you have a lot of questions that you need answered, you will not hesitate to throw on season two. And I'm not hesitating, bro. I'm watching season two like it's my God given right.
Those facts.
Cause damn, that's a show. You liked it, right?
I did like it. Mm.
Okay. I mean, you didn't have any favorite parts from it, or was it just kind of like the environment? Was it the characters? What was it?
For me, it was, I guess, just the absurdity of Clevitus and also the absurdity of a lot of other
Mhm.
characters. I thought it was very um not dark, just more of like it had some serious undertones, but then just the way certain things would happen, it was just hmm, how to
Uh, I,
describe this.
I I feel like I know which part you're referring. Well, I mean, you're referring to a bunch of parts, but you're probably talking about that one specific scene where uh Clevites was sort of, I guess you can call it undercover, but not really. He was just they were in like a bandit town, and that they pick up that one
Yeah.
lady, the one
Uh
who ends up breastfeeding.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
that was the one. I was like,
it does
this is
interestingly cover
serious
a lot of
now.
dark topics too,
Mm,
like some stuff that you weren't expecting to see, like what happened to that lady, and how she got where she was, and she actually died, and Clevitus used his blood to.
yeah.
So there's just a lot. There's a lot that the show covers. It's crazy.
Mm, yeah. I feel like this next season is gonna be, I'm gonna guess, along the same lines of serious undertones, but then just being, glossed over by other things like, I guess, the plot itself. But other than that, I thought it was a pretty strong start to a season, and it definitely introduced itself as one of the new kids on the block. So I'll be
No,
looking
you're
out
right.
for it.
You're right. It is a new kid on the block.
Mm.
What you got?
I so what was the one I just remembered? Oh yes. There was a new one, Black Torch, that I wanted
Black
to look
Torch.
into
I did see that one. Yeah.
because I heard a couple of, few good things about it and it was good. So
Brand
I
new.
want to see how that's gonna go. Um, I had no expectations. I'm not reading the synopsis. I'm going in blind. So if anyone has any, qualms or issues or any favoritism towards it, I don't want to hear it.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna go in straight up when it airs.
That is good
So
on you though, to avoid the synopsis, because there's a lot of people like me I usually don't start one until I read the synopsis to figure out what the heck is going on with it. Um, I probably should do that less, give things more of a chance, but I feel like it's kind of like reading the back of a book.
mm,
You just got to see what it's about before you pick it up. Um, there's some people who like going in blind. So
I just gotta go in. Just gotta go in. No armor, no
no
gun,
armor, no weapons,
no weapons, no clothes.
no clothes is crazy. Bro goes in there naked.
Just box. Just started off like Skyrim.
Like Skyrim, you're pulling up, no gear, no
No
nothing. You're out of a
gear.
out of a prison cell, trying to get out of crap. I forgot the name of that first town.
Oh crap! I forgot the name. So
I know the first town that you end up going to is Whiterun. No, it's not Whiterun. I think it's River something.
hmm.
Yeah, bro. I haven't played Skyrim in so long. Such a good game though. Such a good game. So yeah, so since we're moving on from Black Torch, I actually have another one here, right? That's an oldie, but it's getting revamped, it's getting remastered. And you probably saw this. I saw it. I mean, to be fair,
Mm-hmm.
I got some word of it from, I think it was like early this year, or was it last year I saw it. And I was like, they're bringing it back, and that's gonna be the Ghost of the Shell. Okay. The Ghost in the Shell. So I watched this. I think I watched the movie. I think it was the movie. This is way back when. This is like ages ago, because remember, this is animation from you could tell how old the animation is. You go look it up. But this thing inspired a lot of shows in the anime space, but also outside the anime space. It inspired a lot of things, cyberpunk related. It's got cyborgs, basically have like robot arms, robot legs. Like, this is some good stuff here. The Ghost in the Shell is good, and I think they even had a live action too. Like, there's a lot of different stuff that popped out of it.
Yeah.
Um, I've always wanted them to kind of just go back and like revamp and just make things look beautiful. Obviously, you don't want to, ruin the base, of course.
Yeah, sometimes the base looks better than revamped, so who
Correct.
knows?
But I have a feeling that they're going to do it justice here. And this will be an opportunity for those people who haven't really gone back in the past to look at gems, real gems out there, bro. I'm talking about real anime gems. I'm talking about Samurai Champloo. I'm talking about, really old ones. I'm talking about Inuyasha. I'm talking about shit. Give me another one.
Mm,
Kenshin. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like those old ones where you could tell the animation from it's old. You're like, damn, where did this come from?
yeah,
Um,
try again.
and Trigun, yeah, yeah. Like seeing all those and just like, wow, what would happen if that was remastered?
Which
So
it did get, but Trigun got
yeah, try, yeah,
remastered.
yeah, Trigun did get yeah, yeah.
That one I have no idea. I didn't look at it. Yeah.
Helsing,
Hell.
okay, but Helsing got remastered. Helsing, Ultimate came out, yep. But like now, Ghost in the Shell has that opportunity to sort of come to the forefront and also be introduced to people who haven't seen all that. They haven't dabbled in those anime of the past, so this is going to be a good one for us, and it's a good one for I feel like the majority of the anime space and the anime community. I think this is going to be perfect for if especially if you're trying to get back into that stuff or into it to begin with, because I feel like people who watch this will be like, oh, so this is what the past was like. All right, let's go watch Evangelion. You know,
Yeah, that'll be good.
it'll be good. I think it'll be good. So I'm interested. I'm excited, and I'll be making sure that is on my watch list for the summer season.
Absolutely.
What you got next?
I hold on a second. I had another one that I was gonna look for. I see that they're making an Elusive Samurai season
That
two.
is that is what I have next on my list. Have you watched the first season?
I have not watched the
Okay,
first season, but
you must watch the first season. I have watched the Elusive Samurai. Please do watch if you haven't watched the Elusive Samurai. Season 2 is coming out. I can personally say Elusive Samurai is hugely underrated. The animation is gorgeous, but the story is pretty impeccable as well. And not only that, the fighting in there is good. Now, it may not be no, like with story wine and sword fighting, because
mm,
magic, but there's there's some pretty good fights in there. And you'll enjoy it for sure if you try to watch that first season. It's really quick. It's 12, 13 episodes, so it's not gonna be too bad. And they actually, I forgot when the first season came out. I think it was last year or the year before. But when I watched it, I was pleasantly surprised with how they kind of just threw this character into the slumps immediately. Like, first episode in, you're thinking everything's going beautiful, and then it goes down south. And it goes down south quick.
always down south.
And yeah, I'm not gonna spoil anything for you, but I will tell you this one thing. He does end up losing his homeland. He is a noble.
Mm.
He is somebody of ranking, but he ends up losing his homeland, and he wants to reclaim it. He wants to get it all back, but he wasn't able to do that back because he wasn't skilled with a weapon. He couldn't do anything. He was a kid. He's a kid. He grew up a little bit here and there, but he was a kid.
Mm.
So yeah, that's why it's on my list, and I'm excited to see what it does. And I do think you should watch it eventually.
Okay, I'm gonna get around to it for sure. Um, it's definitely a good plethora amount of animes I gotta catch up on, but I will be doing that in due time, especially since there's a lot of good animes here on this new season that I want to watch.
No, there is.
Let
I have
me see
I
here.
actually have two more on my list. So this one here, 100 Girlfriends. Yep, the 100 Girlfriends Who
Mm,
Really 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 Love Me,
that
season
one.
3. I've spoke about this anime before because I think that 100 Girlfriends is one of the cringiest one of the cringiest, one of the most adorable, which is hilarious, and one of the funniest shows that I've watched in a long time. Cause yeah, there's shows that are really cringy, but like just watching 100 Girlfriends and the things that they would do, I'm like, y'all are corny as fuck. Y'all corny for that. And then
Cool.
not too long after that, they, they fall in love and this. I think you know the premise, right? You know the 100 Girlfriends. It's the main
Uh,
character. He has he'll die if he doesn't basically I think it's either kiss or become girlfriend and boyfriend with the girls that he's entangled to. So it's basically like a feeling. So if he looks at a girl and they look at if they make eye contact and there's like this like shine, there's like connection, he has no choice but to go for them. If he does not, he will die. So he does this with every single one that he hits, and it's interesting because in the first season, there's like literally a girl every single episode. I think. No, no, I think it's like spread out a little bit, but like it's like a girl and there's a girl and it's spread out and there's another one, and they each have to join the harem basically. So you're going to 100 girlfriends, and I forgot what number we're at. We got to be at least at like 10 by now.
What?
I don't know. I forgot what the second season ended with in terms of numbers, but it's funny because he ends up um there's a girl who he gets with, right? But then that girl's mom too.
What?
Oh my god. That
Hmm?
girl's mom too, bro.
Sorry. Would have been. I would have got up faster if I wasn't sore. But yeah.
I don't even know if it's worth getting up for.
You know what? I was gonna say the acronym, but you know what? I won't say it.
Say it. Nobody's stopping you.
My conscience is. My conscience is stopping me. That's what's stopping me. This man bagged one of those, huh?
Yeah. He bagged the daughter and then the mom. And you know what's crazy? She was trying to break the two of them up, but not because she liked him, because she hated him. Because she heard that her daughter had a boyfriend, and she was like, no, no, she can't have any man, not at all,
What?
not at all. And then what happens is she ends up grounding her, so she can't escape. She can't leave the mansion because he's rich, right? She can't
What?
leave the mansion. So then he's like, I'm gonna save her because now she's grounded. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna kidnap her, this and that, whatever. So he ends up doing that, but he fails, right? And he ends up getting put right in front of her as the mom,
Hmm.
right? As like a prisoner. Like we caught him. And then they look up and then they see each other, connection. And she's like, and immediately flips the switch. There was no hate after that.
Can someone explain this level of risk to me? Hmm? Cause how? In what way? In what way? This man just committed. You're trying to tell me he just did that and got no jail time,
Mm,
no nothing, no.
well, to be fair, he's a kid, not even a man. He's like
Fair
literally, I
point.
think he's like 15, 16.
Fair point.
But even then,
Okay.
so who's going to jail at this point? Is it the mom?
I mean, I
I,
assume so. Like, shoot, what?
I think what's intriguing as well is that each one of them has like their own distinct personality, and it's very hard to do that when you're building up a lot of side characters. It is interesting, but it's stereotypical tropes that you see around here, like the quiet one, the loudmouth one, the tsundere, the cute midget, another cute midget, but the one who's cute, the second cute midget is a loudmouth who's who can transform into her actual. Oh, she uses. She's a scientist, so she uses potions to transform into a bigger version of herself because she wants to be an adult sized. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, this is the. And I remember, guys, I retired from watching Harem. Okay, unless I really like it's like a wholesome one.
You retired.
Oh yeah, I retired. I used to be proficient. I used to be I used to be one of those fienders that would pull up to the anime website, go to category, scroll down to specifically harem, click on it, and then try to figure out which ones I haven't watched yet, and then click on it. Where do you think Calvary came from? Where do you think um Asterix came from? Where do you think Infinity 7 came from? No, is it Infinity 7? Trinity 7, and then Infinite Stratos. Those two. Forgive me, guys, if y'all are fans. Yeah, where do you think those came from? Hmm? You thought they just came out of nowhere? Nah, bro was on a mission. Bro was scavenging. I was scavenging for them herons back then, bro. And I watched them all to the last episode. There was no dropping it. Didn't matter how bad it was. I was watching that shit. Did I have a life back then? Probably not.
Oh, man.
But does it matter? That was back in high school. Those were the high school days, brother. Matter of fact, I think that was middle school and high school. That's how you know it was bad.
Oh.
But it's okay. I'm not gonna hold it. Listen, I know there's y'all out there. I know you can't hide from me. You can't hide from me. I know what you have done. I I know your sins
On
because I have committed them. I know.
behalf. Oh.
This is not a bad thing. We all have our moments. Character development is a thing. We all have our own.
Your what? Your character development. You think this was part of your development was watching Peaches? That was your development?
Peaches.
Water balloons? No.
Bro, where do you think Quasar came from?
Please. Please. I can give a pass to the rest of them. That one's nefarious.
Yeah, you're right.
That one deserves
That
to
one-
be underneath the ground.
That one actually deserves just being hentai. Honestly, it's not really a.
I don't know what the fuck that was.
Yo, that was crazy.
I've never seen someone get powered up off of that shit. Like, you trying to tell me this man had a rage art from basically taking the yeah.
Yeah, he had a rage art from taking the milk. Bro was pulling out Tekken moves. Bro was powering up. Matter of fact, he didn't even just power up. He spawned a scythe. How does bro spawn a scythe from drinking milk? What did he do? What did he do? Did he make it out of did he use the milk to create bone or something? Like what? No, that's calcium. Calcium doesn't create bones, it strengthens bones. So how in the world do you create a scythe from getting some milk from humans? Not only that, but it's not as if you just took a bottle of milk that was already milk. Nah, he's got to get it from the source. He's got to get it from the source. Like, bro, what are we talking about? Oh my days. That was such a show. But yeah, I'm getting off topic. I'm getting off topic. I do think that 100 Girlfriends is worth the watch. If y'all haven't watched it, I feel like if anybody's been listening to the podcast since the beginning, or if you started halfway through, or if you started just now,
Please, I hope you didn't start just now.
if you started just now, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to see you go.
Please. Just skip the whole part, nigga.
I'm sorry to
Just
see you
take
go.
out the whole 3 minutes.
No,
thing.
no,
I'm-
this whole thing is going in.
Just take
This whole thing is going in. This is unfiltered content.
pause.
We are not holding back. This is not how life goes. We do not hold back in these scenarios.
Who's we? Who's we?
You're a part of this. You're a part of this. Oh man. Snap. But yeah, it's still worth watching, honestly. The last one that I have on my list, okay, it's called Sparks of Tomorrow.
I was looking at that.
You looking at that? Okay. So the reason why I found this interesting is because I actually read the synopsis for this one. And I was like, what? Now, guys, it's set in alternate Japan, okay? So this is Japan, but it's a separate Japan, okay? But it's a steampunk like Japan. Okay, and electricity has not been founded, so electricity is not a thing. There's a new technology that's coming up. I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it has to do with something related to the steampunk technology, but it's not electricity, brother. So with that in mind, I would love to get a timeline of this because obviously alternate Japan where electricity never discovered, right? Does that mean that it was during the age when it would have been discovered? Is it the age after it would have been discovered? Or is it further on beyond in the future where we're in 20 to 2000s, electricity still has not been discovered, but there's another source of energy that we're using that's just different.
Hmm.
I have not watched no trailer for this episode. I still have not seen. I'm gonna edit it and edit this episode and put some B-roll up. I'm probably gonna see exactly what it looks like. But I right now, me talking to you, I have no idea what this anime has to offer. So I mean, what do you think? Where would this go?
Hmm. I'm assuming this is gonna go based off of some revolutionary technology being introduced to the point where you'll have a mixture of people that use it for good, those that use it for bad, others that kind of stay in the middle and like try to see what side they want to be on. And I feel like this could be a very good driving factor for this anime. Like we have new technology, well, at least in their era, and some whole revamped era of no electricity. So how are things going to be done? And how, like, certain appliances,
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to be there anymore. I don't think we're going to have, a blender. I'll be real with you.
Okay, that's fair, but I have a feeling that whatever tech they have is probably just gonna revolutionize that. So you'd
Exactly.
have you'd have let's say it's like Cogworks. Just assuming that we're in Clockwork Planet or something, right? Everything's powered by cogs and not electricity.
That's what I was thinking.
That would be interesting. I mean, it's steampunk, so I feel like cogs have to be introduced somehow or incorporated. But I don't know. I'm not confident with that.
I got to see. But all I know is that that is also going to revolutionize not only like appliances but society itself, and maybe even just how fast things are produced or done,
Mm-hmm.
or even like uh when it comes to sources of energy, they have to rely on the other sources. Like we got like wind and then, water, and
Mm-hmm.
we can't even say you know electric anymore. It's not going to be a power source. So exactly what are you going to be using to harness your energy, or well, help produce certain things? Or are there going to be solar panels? Probably not.
Are there going to be solar panels? You know, that's a good point. That's a good point to bring up.
Just saying, like
Well,
it seems
for
like the perfect thing.
for I mean, we're both science guys, but like this kind of scratches my science itch where it's like what could they have possibly done to make it so that way the world functions? I mean, obviously the world functioned before without electricity. It's not as if we needed it,
Yeah,
but just thinking about how that world would be today if it was no electricity when no electricity was invented, that'd be wild,
would be
absolutely
wild.
wild. Thomas Edison, sorry, brother. Then again,
Hey, yo,
his him he's light bulb. I don't think he's electricity. I think he's just light bulb.
cats
But
have
actually, no,
lightning in a bottle.
yeah, yeah, lightning bottle. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for summer anime that I'm interested in that I want you guys to check out as well for the sequels. Do watch the ones that we're interested in, but also you gotta let us know, especially if you're watching anime this season. Let us know what you're loving, what you're liking. Put it in the comments, please do, because we want to see it, and we want to see if there's any more anime out there that are worth the watch. Because it's hard to find time to watch anime these days, bro. I gotta find the good ones.
That is true. I'm searching right now, and majority of them are ones I haven't heard before, but could
Hmm.
be a splash and it could be a dud. Like it's really hit or miss here
It
out here.
could be a splash, could be a dud. I mean, there's some honorable mentions in there from. I mean, I haven't really mentioned them out because I haven't seen them. I have to go watch them. But like the Country Bumpkin one, becomes a swordsman. That's that one. And then
Mm.
there's another one with the skeleton.
Oh yeah,
Excuse
that
me.
one.
Yeah, that one. I have not watched those two, but I do want to watch them simply because I heard pretty decent things from them. So I want to check that out. But all in due time. This bro, I'm still finishing stuff from this season. that I haven't even touched yet. I'm like, damn.
You had
You
a
know what I'm
lot.
saying?
You were eating good.
And we're eating good too, because story one and story that last episode was wild,
Wild.
wild. But I mean, maybe we'll dabble on that and we'll talk more about that maybe next episode, because I'm assuming the story is gonna be basically done by the time we record that episode, anyways. So
Yeah, it'll probably be done.
all right, that's all you got, right?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Cool. All right, y'all. This has been Anime Intervention, episode 45. Thank you for hanging out with us. Do like and subscribe. Let us know what you think about, the shows that we have recommended to you, as well as any shows that you want to recommend to us. Please let us know.
Indeed.
We're out. Deuces.